Hello, hello. Welcome to episode 19 of the podcast. 19. How are you doing?
I'm here. Sometimes.
You're here most of the time?
I'm here most of the time, Yeah, folks.
So are you ready to dive into today's episode? I assure you it's going to be a doozy. I can feel it.
Hell yes.
So, okay, what is we were talking about this before we were filming. So tell me your story, because I'm so invested. I'm so ready.
Alrighty. Well, we've made a lot of jokes on here, my friends, about our grandma era, because we go to bed early,
We do.
We go to bed early, we don't go to the partetes, we just out here, we sleepy, that kind of thing.
Time.
We'd be reading with our glasses and eating our porridge. But I think
we're the three bears.
I took it to a new level. Yes. That I didn't mean to. So
okay.
Apparently I'm not just a grandma. I'm like a hospice grandma. I fell in the shower. Like the Life Alert commercial. Now, fortunately, I had fallen and I was able to get up eventually. And ow, first of all, grandmas out there, ow, I feel you. I mean, probably not. You are probably in a lot more pain when that happens. But fucking ow. I step in. My tub's got a little curvature. Well, it's got some curves. I'll step in, whoosh. It's the bottom of my leg. Could not catch myself with my arms or my other leg, so I just fell on that leg. Just directly crumpled my being onto it. It's bashing every single. I didn't know my tub had so many corners until I hit all of them with the entire force of my being. And the bruises. Also, I can't lightly brush my leg, putting the clothes on. Ow. The putting on of the clothes. Ow. Should have iced it. That would have been smart person behavior. And here's the crazy part. I don't live alone. Which you're like, oh, that's good. So that if you got hurt, no. You know what's embarrassing? Oh my gosh, are you okay? What happened? Get out. Actually leave, please. You're loved, and that's so thoughtful and kind, and I'm so glad you care. Get out, though, please. I beg you, please leave. I can't sit here and tell you that I'm a Life Alert granny and I need a fucking shower chair. Please leave. Let me lay on the floor of my tub and cry.
Imagine if they're coming, firefighters are coming and they're knocking on the door. They're like, we're gonna come and save you, and you're like, I'd rather you just leave me here.
Could you let me die? Well, okay, I do also want to clarify, I wasn't crying. Instead, I was doing something a lot less normal. I was cackling hysterically.
No.
Oh yeah, just evil warlock witch laughter of doom, I just doomed a nemesis or something, just cackling. So crying would probably be less weird than that, but I didn't shed. No tears were shed. But I'm aching, folks. And I went to work the next day. My job is a little physical. Ooh. Oh, man. So then my job is physical, so my coworkers are asking me to help. And I had to tell them. Homie, home slice, home dog, homerita. I can't get on the floor right now. If I get on the floor, I will stay upon the floor. There will be no exiting the floor, ever. And then I had to explain why, because, you can't just say that and just be like, don't ask. They're gonna ask. And yeah, now everyone gets to know of I'm truly I slipped into my grandma era quite literally, like a violent slip and fall into my grandma era.
So, okay, let me just make sure I heard this right. Okay. So you're just showering and you're just like you just fully like went like how did you look? Do you have a bath mat?
No. Okay. So I'd like to say that I was showering. I'd like to say the shower had started. I was stepping into said shower.
No.
My shower journey, my journey to cleanliness had not begun. Fortunately, the shower, I guess I fell into it, so I was showering at that point. By the time I fell, the shower had begun. And maybe it like washed away my sins. I don't know. But I was cackling like evilly and like maliciously, so I don't know that it did. And the thunk
No.
was so loud. It was like somebody hit a gong.
Okay. So you okay. Okay, so you're like getting in, you're like, "Oh, this is going to be so nice. I'm going to have a little me moment." Was it a hair wash day or was it not a hair wash day?
I have short hair and I work at a vet clinic. Every day is a hair wash day. Like, if your job is entailing like you can get anal glands in your hair, every day is hair wash day. Just gonna throw that one. Always. So I did wash said hair. Slash it got washed in the process of that too. But there was shampooing, yeah. Yeah.
So there just needs to be a life alert thing for like our 20s, but it's just like really like it's not like oh, but it's just like hey, I like a life alert thing for our 20s. I don't know what that could entail.
See,
Maybe
but what if instead I just never told anyone and just laid there and died though? Did they sell that? Do they sell the like secret slip where you slip and fall and again, here I am on a podcast and I don't remember how many are we in our 20? We have like is it 20 listeners now? I think we bumped up last time.
No, we have like okay, they're not consistent, but technically I think it's like 27, I think.
So 27 people
27 people
hear this story minus one
yes.
because one of those is me. So I'm marked safe. So 26 people.
Yes, 26 people
could be hearing this story. And to those people, I'm so sorry that you had to endure this story. Because I'm sure the secondhand embarrassment of this story is just like crippling. Like, I feel like, yeah, I don't know. No.
That's your final thoughts.
Those are my concise professional thoughts. No.
I mean when you were like thinking to yourself, you're like, I'm truly like, I'm like I'm young, but I am ready for my grandma era. You truly dove into her head first.
Well, and like... so okay. So I'm laying there cackling, and do you know that position in Family Guy, like the death position? Every time they die, they're in that one position where their arm is like crunched behind their back and their leg is crunched up.
Yeah.
So yes. I'm laying there like that, cackling unrelentlessly. And just in a lot of, again, the pain that ensued was not, and I'm still, this was 2-3 days ago.
So she is recent.
She's recent. It's fresh. It's recent. It was a little traumatized, a little scary. I'm like, ooh, is today a day? Now, I didn't hit my head. That's the main thing, and like, I don't think I broke anything, so we're good. class. But yeah, I can now officially. I've been talking about how I've been in my grandma era. I probably said that on this podcast, and that's
Probably.
my
Yeah.
karma. That's what I get for saying, "Oh, my grandma era. I go to bed earlier than other people. I don't go out and party at the club." And karma was like, "Oh, bitch, you think you're funny? I'll show you something really funny." And I'd just like to say shout out to Karma. I'm not laughing. I was laughing. Okay, to be fair, I was laughing when it first happened, but I'm not laughing now.
You're not laughing anymore.
I'm no longer laughing. Karma. That was not nice. So my leg hurts.
Sorry, Chaperone. I've been thinking, oh my god. Sorry, I have been getting over the flu. The flu seems to be in season, and I just got over it. Okay, actually, no, okay. This is my segue to that. So I thought I was like, I have the flu, and because I'll get like allergies, and like in the beginning, so I have a roommate that has 2 cats, and I'm allergic to cats, and in the beginning, I think it took my body like a minute to like readjust it. And so then I have had some allergies, and I was like, oh, maybe it's just like a really bad allergy moment because it was really cold. And I set this appointment for like Monday, and today's like what, Friday? So I set this appointment for Monday, like Monday morning, and it's like 9 a.m. and it's Saturday, and I can't sleep at all. So I'm going down this rabbit hole, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I know what I have. I have tuberculosis. and you're probably like, why? So there was like an outbreak about like almost like a month ago, maybe like a little bit more. And it was this like tuberculosis outbreak, like so like people had it or like all this stuff. And so I was like, oh my, like that's what I have. I'm gonna die in like 3 weeks. I was like, oh my goodness, yeah. So then I scheduled this appointment, and it's through like the student health thing, and you pay like money per semester to use said thing. And so I was like, I'm gonna use it. And for the longest time, I thought you had to do appointments. But I'm so fear stricken that I'm like, can you just test me? Like, can I go in? So we have this.
Can I just walk in?
Yeah, I was like, can I just show up?
Do you have the tuberculosis test on hand?
We have this like nurse. We have this like nurse hotline, and we've talked about this like off the podcast. And I have friends that are like in the healthcare industry or training to be nurses, or one of my cousin, he's an ER nurse, and I've always thought like, okay, it is like 24/7. There's a nurse hotline, and then normally they get back to me within like the next hour or two, and so I think it's pretty interesting. If you were like a nurse and you trained all this time and you're like, I'm ready, and they're like, cool, like, what am I on shift today? And they're like, well, your 12-hour shift is going to consist of reading weird emails from college students.
Emails.
Like, that sounds horrible. Like, they're basically like, God, they're this, I don't know if this is like, if we're like, kind of reminded me of like MySpace texts, like the really old, like not even Facebook, but like this really old, like you send it and there's a lot of empty space and it's weird. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you see the vision I'm trying to paint? And you're sending it,
yeah,
and you're sending like, hey, I have a rash. Like, hey, I have a rash and I'm dehydrated. What do you think it is? And then like 1 or 2 hours later, this like nurse, and it'll say like nurse so and so, like RN or whatever, right? And she'll be like, no, I think you have an STD or whatever. She'll be like, oh,
damn, nurse so and so.
She'll be like or they'll tell you like what further to do or what not to do, yada yada. And I'm like, okay. And you're on campus. Hello, didn't you go to that meeting? Girl, I saw you there. Girl, I was there too. Yeah. And so like, which is so I just think that that's like pretty like funny. Not funny. Well, a little funny. Because imagine you've worked this whole time to be a nurse, and you're like, I'm excited, I'm gonna save people's lives, and they're like, what are you doing for 6 hours? Well, I'm gonna read these really weird emails from like 500 college students and go from there. Like, what? I don't know. I wonder if that's a
college
shift.
students too, so it's like wild.
Oh,
nonsense.
I kind of just
Like,
want to know
how
if that's
many are like, what happens if you stick this up your butt? How many of them? Like, hypothetically, like, not like actually, but like hypothetically, if it was up someone's butt, like.
I just want to know if that's a shift that like they look forward to, or if they don't look forward to it. Like if they're like, oh yeah, is that
one they want, or is that like, oh shit?
They're like, I'd rather take care of the mean old lady in room 7. Like, I don't want this. Like, yeah, she's mean.
Look
she's
out,
kind of
Brenda'll get you.
She's kind of
may
mean.
have dentures, but they're ready.
She's like, yeah, she's gonna come at you. Yeah. And so I'm thinking that I'm gonna die, and it's like 2 a.m. and I just have this like cold, like I'm just really congested. And I'm like thinking I'm gonna die at like 2 a.m. on a Saturday. And so obviously, then I get an appointment, and I had sent like 3 messages to the nurse's hotline, and the same nurse responded to it, and she just forwarded it, like her same response. Like she just it's just like forwarded the message, and I got like 6 messages, and I was like, oh.
Helen did not care.
She was like, why did this girl send me a message, like 3 different messages at 3 a.m. about basically, I think I said the same thing, but I was kind of tired, but I think I said the same thing. I changed it so slightly. It was so stupid. So then she goes Helen's like, hey, she's like, what? So I had like one of my questions I was like, oh hey, do I have to get like do I have to do an appointment first, or like can I just come in? Because I always thought that you had to have an appointment. Like you had to have an appointment. And she was like, no babes, like you can just come in.
Walk in.
And I was like, what? I was like, no way. So then I had an appointment anyway, so I go to the appointment, and I'm like, hey, I got this really nice RN. She puts me in a room, and I think she does like other testing, but she does like tuberculosis testing and like other things. And I look at her, and I'm like, hey, like, I think I have tuberculosis. And she's looking at me, and she's like, okay. She's like,
oh, I'm gonna take a step back while I swab you.
She's like, what? And so then she's like also kind of confused, because then she asks like the standard questions, and like I have a chronic illness, so you'd think that I would be like the number one person to be aware, and I was not in this scenario. And so, because I feel like garbage, I'm sitting here. I had brought my backpack. Right mental space. No, I'm like I'm like all this stuff. So then she's like, hey, she's like,
hey, Pookie.
She's like, okay, like, have you been in contact? And I was like, no. And she's like, have you been exposed? I was like, no. Have you left the country? No. So and then she looks at me and she goes, okay, well, like, how bad have you been feeling? I'm like, oh, since like, I don't know, like Friday. And it's like Monday. And she's like, okay. And she points in the most, I kid you not, and I had like some drugs in me, because I went to CVS, spent $70 on drugs, on like Dayquil, not like all this stuff. And so I go, and I'm looking at her, and she points, and it had in the most biggest bold letters, I swear, it says like, have you been coughing up blood? And so she looks at me and she goes, have you been coughing up blood? And I was like, no. And she goes, I don't think you have tuberculosis. And like, obviously there's like other symptoms, but I was like, And I don't know why in my brain I was like, oh yeah, okay. So maybe.
I just don't know.
She was like, oh, I can still test you, like, if you want. And I was like, no. And I was like, okay. And so like, okay, we can do this like swab. And I was like, cool. And they test you for like the 2 types of flu, strep, and COVID. And like, we can test you for that. And I was like, cool. So they do a swab, and this guy gives me like a 48-hour doctor's note, and I'm like, cool. And he goes, go home. And the lady, I forgot to mention this. The lady, like the tuberculosis lady, she looked at me and she goes, girl, I don't think you have to, like, she's like, honey, you don't have tuberculosis.
Honey.
But she was like, girl, you look horrible. And I was like, thank you. Why is this a theme of doctors looking at me and just being like, wow, you're looking a little rough today, aren't you?
You collect that like Pokemon. Like,
dude, I'm gonna go across state lines and collect them. What do I get do you think if I get 5 that I get a bingo? Like, what do I get when I get 5?
Do you get a free doctor's appointment? Like those smoothie punch cards? You get 5 like doctors that are like, ooh, or like, oh no, or like, ooh, that's not good. Oh, you look horrible. Like, you get 5 of those and you get a free visit.
I get a free physical.
Yeah.
And so
free exam.
Oh no, not those. Not again. So then I'm like really sick and a lot of congestion and I feel like, someone is sitting on my head. Like, it's totally that bad. So then I'm like, I grab my backpack. I'm like, okay. And it's like 4 degrees, by the way, outside in Kansas. So I'm like, they do the swab, and I'm like begging this other nurse, this like long-haired nurse. I don't know why that's important, but his hair was really nice. I just think that his beautiful hair, yeah. And he goes like, okay, I'm gonna swab you, and I'm like, okay. And I tell him, I was like, hey, like, can I please get a doctor's note for like 2 days? And I'm like looking at him with this like plea, and like my voice is like not like really, really, really soft because it hurts to speak. And he looks at me and he goes, okay. He goes, yeah. And he's kind of like confused. And I'm like, oh, like my teachers only gave me 1 unexcused absence. And I just don't like, and I think I was just so sick that I was honest. I was like, I really don't want to use it for this. Like, can I just have like an extended note? And he was like, and then he went on this tangent, as I kid you not, he's grabbing this long swab to shove up my nose. He's like, I think that's so stupid. And he's like swabbing my nose. And like, I can't hear this. I can't hear this man. I'm like and my equilibrium's off. It's a whole, because I'm fucking congested as shit. So I'm just like,
I agree, sir.
I'm like,
please don't jam that thing in my brain.
I know, I'm like, I can feel you. Can you at least like release some of the pressure in there if you're gonna go that far up?
Can you clear it out? Is that an option? Can I sign up for that?
I know, I was like, can he just release pressure like when you hit a balloon and it goes ee like that? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I'll send you one. And he goes, now we can send it like virtually. And I was like, what? Because he was like, oh, we didn't used to be able to. And I was like, okay, I don't care. I was like, okay, sir.
However, I do not give a fuck, brother. Like, thank you so much, but what? I'm so ill. Like, I feel like I'm dying. No, you're asking me if I want to send it as an email?
I know. He was like, oh, we used to have to give them a physical copy. And then I was like, who asked? I was like, okay, brother, I don't give a fuck.
I'm dying.
I was like, I thought I
had TB. I thought I had consumption, my guy. Can I go home?
I was like, I'm gonna die here. I'm gonna die in this doctor's office with your luscious locks. And so then I'm like, okay, cool. So then I go and I like leave and I go back to my apartment. And I don't like, they told me, they're like, oh, your results, like, you're gonna get your results by the end of the day. Because I went at, like, I don't know, 10 a.m., I think, or something like that. And, like, early in the day. And they're like, okay, you'll know before end of day, so, like, before 5 p.m. And I was really sick, and I didn't know how to do it. And so I didn't check till, like, the day after. And I was negative for everything. And so I was like, what's wrong? What's wrong with me, though? I was like, what?
So then you're like, oh, shit, I should have taken that TB test.
I know, I was like, what is wrong with me? Because I got, like, general, like, cold and flu stuff, and from the drugstore, and so I was like, oh, I don't want to get anything specific, because I want to wait to know what I have, and I did not know, but I mean, it was fine, I'm good, so it's okay. But yeah, it was really fun experience, and I was like, I've been here for almost a semester and a half, and I didn't know that you could just walk in. Oh, it makes you okay. So I left the TB lady, and she goes, okay, go talk with that lady up there, and like she'll like take your info, and you can go wait, and the guy's gonna swab you because I guess it's like flu season. They have like they're like, really efficient. So she's like, okay, go talk to your lady, like she'll put your like info in, whatever, because I wasn't there for that anymore. And I was like, okay, so I go talk with this lady, And she's like putting my stuff in, and I'm wearing like a mask and like a beanie and like 8 layers, by the way. So I'm like, just to give you context, yeah, that's kind of what I look like. And this girl next to me, and she's with her friend, and I was like, oh, like she brought, like, is she good? Like, why'd she? Okay, I mean, bring a homie. Like,
emotional support homie. Fuck yeah.
I was like, that's nice. And then she's like, she goes to the lady and she goes, testing. And the lady's like, I can't understand you. And she goes, testing. And she goes, no, I don't understand. She goes, STD testing.
Oh.
Trying so freaking hard to not look at her. And her friend is like, so they have like chairs and they're all like,
homie for STD? I mean, I guess.
Like, well, because there's like 3 of them and they're all like 6 feet apart. I don't know if it was that way before COVID or if this was after. I don't know. That's just the way like it's built. There's like 3 of these people, and I'm in like the middle, and there's this girl next to me because I was confused. I was like, she brought a friend. Why did she bring a friend? And they had backpacks, so I was like, did you come from class? Like, what is your story? And I was like,
who are you? What's your story, girl?
I was like, oh, not the. Okay, I mean, girl, I hope it's negative.
Yeah, manifesting a negative.
It's like
for her.
Well, because I felt like, I feel like the best way to explain it is when like you're so congested, you almost feel like you're underwater. You know what I mean? And like I was, and I mean, granted, I was just sick, so I probably was not like 100%. My attention was not anywhere. So then like, and I just heard her, and I was like, girl, I'm really sick, but like, can I give you a virtual like? I hope it's negative. It was so funny because I'm sitting there and she's like, oh, can you give me your insurance? And I'm like giving her my card, and this lady's just like, STD testing. And I was like, oh.
Like, oh, sorry, Queen.
Oh. So that was, I didn't know they could do that either. I so now you can go in and get your flu tests and your STD tests, without an appointment.
You know what? Slay.
You know,
there we go. Good. Maybe that'll encourage more people to like test.
My favorite thing is we had like this union thing, and I was like there like getting food or whatever, and this like there was like the sexual health. I think it's just like the Department of Health that's connected to like our like student hospital health department, and they just had like condoms on the table. And I was just confused because I'm gonna be so real. I thought they were candy, and I was like, why is it so colorful? And I looked, and I was like, why is it? That's
Imagine
weird.
my surprise when it was not flavored.
When I opened it, and I was like, oh, that's not candy. And I was like, oh, cool. But yeah, so they were really nice though, and they were like, oh, you can take some. And then I looked at them and I was like, no, I don't need them, thank you. I was like, no, thank you, I'm okay. I don't use those. And I was like, and part of me, so I left, right? And part of me was like, oh, I should have brought those to give to my like roommates or to give to other people I know that have safe sex. It's really important, and it should not be taboo. But I was thinking, I was like, hear me out, right? So we went to an away game, and for like media, and this girl was saying, so when they go out, they have these little purses. And I am not a little purse girl. I'm too much of like a bisexual to have a little purse. No, it's like I swear to God, it looks like it can hold, like, they're just like really thin and they're really small, kind of like a clutch, but they're just so small, and they hold like 4 things. And I'm like, no, I don't. Nar. I don't want to carry things.
Do you carry a tote?
Do I? Oh, not like for school. Or just like generally?
Just in general.
Oh, I did. I had one, and then it broke because I put so much stuff in it that she couldn't. She broke.
I couldn't handle it.
I had so many school supplies that she was like, "Oh no, I'm not built for this."
She had a good run.
This girl was like, "Oh, one time I put like a sandwich, and then I went to the bar and I brought out the sandwich." I hope she's
Is
listening to
this in?
this. You know who
Is
you
this in
are.
a tote or in a tiny
No, it's
purse?
in like the clutch purse. And like to give
What?
you context, this is not.
Sandwich.
I'm not giving her any shit. She was very nice, and she actually gave me a free ticket, so I love her more. But she's a sorority girl, and I was kind of surprised because like, oh, do you have to like keep up appearances? And she was just like, she's like, no, I brought. Oh no, she brought like chicken. So she went to this other bar, and they sell food. And she got chicken tenders, and then she didn't eat all of them, so she put them in the purse.
Oh.
and then she went to second bar, and then was like, I'm hungry, because we have certain bars like only sell drinks, right?
Please.
Like, she just brought them out and just.
You know what? Icon. Love.
And I don't know what this had to do with me going to the sex health department and being like, but I wanted to bring the condoms and then pull it out. Like, not, well, hold on. Context.
Whoa.
Like, go to clubs and like go to the bar and be like, guys, like, do you need one? As like a, I don't know, as like maybe like a talking piece.
Like
I don't know.
Condom fairy. I love it.
Like, I don't
can you
know.
like sprinkle them like confetti, like throw them into the crowd, you know, like at a club while it's like everyone's busted down and you just whoosh. Ooh, or you could have them like one of those people on the streets, and you open up your coat and they have all the like illegal like watches that are like knockoffs, and you just have like an assortment of condoms to choose from, and you're just
these
like,
ones,
what, bam, like free, I got you.
XL, small,
XL, don't lie to me.
Here's a medium, babe.
Here's a
you're
medium.
fine.
Calm down.
I don't know what my logic was, and I don't think I took one. I think I took something else. I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't candy. I'll tell you right now. But I didn't take any because it felt weird.
Kind of a disappointment. Like a lot of great safe sex tools, lots of wonderful like health and safety tools for the community. But like, where's the candy, dog? Where is it? Is this not Halloween?
I just thought it was pretty funny because like imagine, right? You're doing the thing and you're with your honey and you're like, hold on, and you pull it out and it has like the KU logo on it. I would leave.
It has the logo on it? Wait, whoa. You did not mention. Hold on.
I don't think all of them did. Some of them were just
any of them is too many. I feel like nothing would be more of a mood killer than the reminder of all the assignments you have to turn in. What do you mean?
just like, okay, so what? I mean, I think there were some. I don't think all of them were like that. I think it was just this one, and I was like, oh,
one is too many.
One. That's. Please tell me that was like a tester, and she's not like for real, because what is that?
No.
It was pretty funny. Well, I think this is a good way to end the podcast. Have safe sex, kids.
Full branded condom.
Go to not CVS, not CVS sponsored, but I did spend like $70 there, on medicine. But make sure you don't have tuberculosis, and please don't fall in the shower.
Yeah, if you do fall in the shower, medicine might be good. I didn't even think about that. I just
ice may be good.
Ice too. I didn't do that either. I took on that like